Okay, hey guys.
Hey
Hello.
Bozidar. Hello Tanel.
Hello.
Hello Bo. How are you guys
Good
doing?
morning. We're good. We're good.
Excellent,
uh,
excellent.
how have you been?
Yes, not the it could have been better. But I think going through.
Great.
And you?
Oh yeah. I just got this new second-hand computer, and I think I can use an RTILA here.
Oh, is
So
that the
yeah.
one with the 3060? The RTX?
Uh, Actually, I got a second-hand 3090.
Wow, a
So,
3090 is very good. Yeah.
so yeah. At least I have a fighting chance here.
No, definitely. Even with the 3060, it has 12 gigabyte, but with the 3090, you can even do images and generate your own AI images for your articles and social media.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yes. Cool. So
Great.
I'm gonna share my screen and bear with me, guys. My brain is a bit slow. I'm fighting a flu, a weird flu.
Oh,
It was on and off
Join
for
the
a couple
club.
of. Sorry, Eli. How are you, Eli?
Yeah, not too bad, my man. Nice to be back. 2 weeks
Yes,
away, unfortunately.
yes.
indeed.
I apologize, everyone. The first week I had to help my mother. She was going away, and I had to help with my gran. And the second week was my gran is 94 years old. The whole family came
Wow.
round. We was enjoying the time. Oh, wow.
It's amazing.
Wow.
No, congrats, and I hope you enjoyed the time because it's not that easy to make time for the family with all our businesses and
Oh
finance and
yes.
money.
Definitely.
Yeah, no two ways about it. And I'm very blessed to have my gran. Many of us has lost their grandmother way before time, right?
Yeah.
And so every day is a blessing. So yeah, I'm very blessed.
Now, especially for our generation and our grandmas, they have so much wisdom and so much experience. Like my grandma, she almost saw both world wars. You know, it's like the ancient,
Really?
the old generation. Yeah, they lived through. In Morocco, there was what you call عام الجوع, the famine. They had famine for 3 years. So these kind of things, maybe our generation we never experienced, but they experienced that level of misery. So I think they developed some nice wisdom. Okay, let's talk
Definitely.
about our little problems. Our little how you call it, narcissistic problems. I have a couple of updates for you guys, and welcome back, Eli. We tortured your sayonara while you were not here, so you have to to come back and give it.
Well, it's allowed. I'm not here, so I forgive you. I forgive you.
Nice. Cool. I see who we have. I think we can go ahead. Yeah, Eric is not feeling well, so hopefully he also can recover fast. So last week we got hijacked by the AI, as Tanel was saying. We published the video, Tanel. It took. Thank you guys for sharing your recordings. Thank you, Eli. And then we put it back together, and then we managed to publish the last week's session. So that was good. So the UPS, I have a new UPS now that protects my computer, but that UPS actually broke my computer. I ended up reinstalling everything. My hard drive died. So that also took a hit in terms of workload. I see Wouter joined us. Wouter is also just recently, maybe a month ago, joined. I don't know, Wouter, if you hear us, if you want to say a couple of words, present yourself. It's not compulsory. It's only if you'd like it.
If everybody can hear me,
Yes, we hear you,
Yes.
Wouter.
perfect. Hey guys, I'm Wouter. I'm from Amsterdam. I talked to Mohammed one-on-one quite frequently over the last few weeks. He invited me to join this webinar. I'm really happy to join this community and get to know all of you guys who are probably a couple of steps in front of me. I do have a lot of digital marketing experience for the last 15 years. But automation for me is new. So wherever you guys can help me, it would be much appreciated. And this time I'm just logging in to kind of get a feel of, what level are you guys at and what are you guys doing? And Mohammed showed me quite a lot of things already that you guys are working on. And I was impressed, honestly. I think this is next level. So after building 200, 300 websites, managing 100 plus clients, I think RTILA can actually really help me take the next step. So thank you for inviting me, Mohammed.
Thank you, Wouter. And I think it's a dual avenue cooperation. You have a huge skill and a huge experience in web marketing, like you said. So Eli and everyone, I think it will be very valuable to learn from Wouter as well as we proceed. And Wouter, thank you for coming in and trusting us. I know it was difficult at the beginning. It took time, as you know. We had some challenges with the Chrome and stuff, so that's going to be actually the segue
I
to the
gave you the
second
most
point.
difficult challenge right away, step one, I guess. So, and you made it happen. So now I'm pretty much all in.
Yes, yeah, we made it happen. Unfortunately, with 1 month delay, but at least it
But you
happened.
did in the end. This is how development goes sometimes, and especially automation.
No,
So
exactly.
I will just, be on the sideline. I'm
Sure.
wondering what you guys are doing.
Sure. Thank you. Welcome again, Wouter. So a quick update on the challenge that we have since June 6 with the Google Chrome. So we are decoupling from Chrome. Bozidar, you're already now using Brave. I'm also now using Brave, but we are still having some troubles left and right. We still have to update the macOS version, especially for the old Macs. So please bear with us. We're coming up with more releases. So we did a couple of releases in the last 2 weeks, and I think by the end of this month we will probably push 1 or 2 more RTILA releases that should stabilize again and bring us back to where we were 2 months ago in terms of stability of the software. So this creates a lot of customer support on our side. So it's kind of like a bad cycle. We already have limited resources, and it kind of drove more customer support. And this is also leading to today is a bit special, because I thought maybe because we have these challenges and many of you offered to help the community and help RTILA software. So today we took a step back to kind of work together as a community to making RTILA better, because there are parts that we have opened in RTILA so that you guys can come in and correct bugs and add features. So so that's the update. We are still a bit being challenged. We're getting our head out of the water, but it's still there. So this is the plan that we have in terms of commands. We have a couple of commands that we've been working on these last few weeks. So today we finally finalized the URL validation. So Eric, when you watch this, you can finally now use the new go-to URL that is able to avoid crashing for 90% of the website that used to crash RTILA. Almost 90% of those websites that were crashing RTILA are now handled properly. And this validation command is able to do 50 pre-navigation and post-navigation tests on URLs. And I will show you just after. So that will stabilize RTILA a lot, this command. We also, the Directors API bridge, the single API, will come very soon in the next few days. But the batch API, and this is affecting you, Bozidar especially, and Tanel, the batch API, we're still having some challenges with the many-to-many data inclusion in Directors. So bear with us. We may have to break this Directors batch API into 2 separate commands, one that just does the web scraping and one that does the CSV file upload into Directors. Sorry. But just to give you an idea, this Directors batch API command, just the command itself, is already 7,000 lines of code. So it's almost like a software inside our RTILA. Every command is like a software inside RTILA. And this is what we want to share with you guys today on how you can customize and build your own software, your own automation commands inside RTILA. We also have on the way the enrich from URL using CSV file, the phone number formatting, so that when we get phone numbers from our leads, we can reformat them with the German, US, or Dutch plus 39 plus, whatever it is, 36, 41. We're working on that as well. And also we did successful testing with address validation, where we can take an address, send it to OpenStreetMap, and get the geolocation and correction of the address. That's also coming soon. You see here, we have the coming soon, coming soon, coming soon. So that's what is being a bit delayed, and you can find them. You can find all this in our rtila.com/downloads. So these are the planned commands. Now, given the challenges, and I don't know if you are here, Mog, or also maybe Keval, and many of you proposed, how can we help? We know that our RTILA team is struggling. Can we help? So Mog proposed, he introduced to us 2 developers that are going to join us as interns, and they're going to help us. And also Keval is going to start also to help us enhancing the commands, especially the Directors API. So today I wanted to show you guys what can be done, whether you can do it yourself with what we call vibe coding, or maybe later on if you guys have developers, or at least for you to know as a business person that you can customize RTILA in a very deep manner. So that's what I'm going to share with you guys today. So vibe coding, custom commands for RTILA, that's a little bit the title of today. And I'll start with, you probably heard about vibe coding. I think Tayo, you do a lot of vibe coding. Eli, you're familiar with vibe coding? So I'll try I'll try to define it, and correct me if I'm wrong. This is going to be a more English definition. But vibe coding is for non-developer people who can use now AI and speak a natural language to develop code. So they call it vibe coding because it's not really coding, but you look at the code being implemented by the AI and you can comment on the code and ask it to do X, Y, and Z. So I've been doing vibe coding for the last 2 months, 3 months almost, sometimes 10 hours per day. So I went through this learning, and I think now it's a good time to share it with you guys. It's very powerful. It's time consuming when you're not a developer. When you're a developer, it makes you faster, but when you're not a developer, you're still a bit slow. But in my experience, what took us last time, it took us 3 months to develop the Google Sheet command between our team with developers. And with vibe coding, we did it 3 times faster in 1 month. So that's the power. It can go even faster. So I'm going to share with you one setup that I use. If you're interested to reproduce it, it's the most cost-efficient way I find so far, but it's also the one that gave me the best results as a non-developer. So I had to learn a little bit few things that I'm going to show you, but you need 2 softwares. The first one is Visual Studio Code, which is an IDE, a development tool, where you can here, if I show you here, I have it open, where you have all your files on the left side, and then you can see the code of every file, and then on the right side you can open the second tool that I'm going to show you, which is called Copilot, and it's like ChatGPT, but actually you can switch between many AI models: ChatGPT 401, 4.0, Claude Sonnet, Gemini, O4 Mini. I like Claude Sonnet 4. It gives the best results and it understands the context very well, but you can switch between each one of them. So this is what I'm using right now. You just download for Windows or for Mac this code development tool. Once you download it and you install it, you can go to GitHub Copilot, so github.com/features Copilot, and you will see that you have a free plan here, which is not bad, but it limits you to 2,000 queries per month and 50 agent chat. But I'm using this $10 per month, and I find this the most cost efficient, and I access 3, 4, 5 models. So I stopped my Claude API, I stopped my Claude subscription because I have Claude inside Copilot. So I stopped many AI subscription and I just paid $10, and this $10 give you access to all the premium models. And if you do really hardcore vibe coding, you can multiply the number of queries, 30 times more queries for $39 per month. But the $10 per month gets you a long way. And $10 per month is really negligible. So Visual Studio Code is free, Copilot is $10 per month, and that's what gives you now the power of vibe coding. So those who want to start and use this, you can watch some YouTube videos, but today I will give you a quick demo on how I have been using it, and I'm going to use it on one command to show you as well. Any questions or any addition you guys had with your experience of vibe coding?
Well, Mohammed, I don't really have too much experience with vibe coding, but what I'm reading is like 90% of the time code will be correct, and then you still need to be a developer to do the last 10%.
That's right, yeah. So that's actually exactly how I use it even myself. So let's say I have a project in my mind, I have a command, or I want to do something. I am able to do usually 80% myself, and it works and it breaks or the security is not there, but at least the flow and my ID is put into code and is commented by the AI.
So vibe coding is more for real developers.
Exactly. So when the developers come in, they say,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they say, hey, Mohammed, you stupid. Actually, you just had to do this and this. You didn't notice that the AI was over engineering. so it's often like that. But yeah, you're right. 80-90%. As business people, of course, it will be unrealistic to target 100% independence from developers. That's not what we are looking for. But it's more like expressing what we want to do, getting first results, even if they're ugly or broken a little bit. And then we can find in our community, we have in our community very hardcore developers.
Yeah, find and then troubleshoot and then
that's right.
Get something, I mean, saves a lot of hours.
Enormously. Even it saves you the number of hours that you're going to speak to the developer to explain your case. That's what takes a lot of time. Sometimes it takes 2 weeks because you say something, they try.
Because I would love to do this, but I'm not a developer. I'm a business marketing guy.
No, these are the basis, the basics, and for some cases, so let's say small, medium commands, I am able to do them 100% myself, very quickly. And that's what I want to show you guys, a simple example, and there are multiple levels to this. I will show you the different levels just so that you guys know, as business people, when you may hire an RTILA expert or a developer, so that at least you understand how this works and how much time it should take them and what kind of things they have to do, so that you can understand how they can use. So we should not, what I want to say here, Wouter and the team, is that we should not work anymore like we used to work with developers 5 years ago, where you're kept in the dark as a business owner and you don't really know what is happening. So things could take 2 months, but actually they didn't code at all. You don't know. But with the vibe coding, you can actually use the AI to build the skeleton and then send it to them. They put the cloth on the skeleton, comes back, and you can actually ask the AI to comment what did he do, what is missing, what could be enhanced, and then help you with the communication with the developer. So that Wouter will not take too much time to learn it as a business person, but will enhance even your dealing with us at the technical level, if it's needed.
Looking forward to the inside interview.
Yes. So
you still have a cough, by the way, Mohammed. I mean,
yeah, it's on and off, and I hope I can get rid of it this week. Yesterday I was knocked out after our call. I went to sleep, but it's getting there. So I'm going to show you an example.
Sorry, Mohammed, can I just jump in?
Yes, please, Eli.
Can I just say, just think of vibe code like this. It's a way of communicating with your developer to actually finish the product you want. So think of it as a notepad. When you want someone and you want to communicate with your virtual assistant, you may put something on the notepad so you can communicate very clearly, right? Mm-hmm. So just think of it, vibe coding just puts it in a way that you can get the structure, the look, everything how you want, but then it's a way of communicating in the language of a developer, because they'll go, oh, I totally understand what you're saying, because now you're communicating visually, code-wise and front-end-wise in how they would develop. Would that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense, and on top of that, what I discovered, Eli, is that as we are doing that process, sometimes we as business people, we are able to identify problems in the logic that developers don't get because they don't know the business process side of it. So sometimes it's very valuable because I realize things that maybe the developer team, they didn't think about it because they don't see it from the value addition side of it. And I'm going to show you because I think many commands you guys can do it yourself. So I have a command here that I'll show you how I dealt with, and it's pretty simple. And also I want to show you how it works in RTILA. So if I pull RTILA now, somebody's microphone is on. If you don't mind, guys, please mute the microphone. Thank you. All right, so I minimize this. So I have this vibecoding custom command timestamp. So this is the use case. We have a command that is called timestamp. And you see these tabs are opening with Brave. This is one of the little bugs we have, and we will correct them. So you can just close them, but they accumulate. And when I open my automation panel here, I have let me show you the original timestamp command. So if I go here and I look for timestamp, the timestamp command has few options. You can choose the type of date and time format, year, month, day, and then hour, minute, seconds, or month, or the American way or the European way. And also you can choose if you want to show the date in the result, show the time, and show the time zone. And the time zone will be the time zone of the computer that executes this command. So this is already nice, but let's say I want to vibe code a new format, which is, for example, July 10th, 2025, because directors or because my client, for them is easier to have the date in that format. So I'm not a developer, but what I can do is that I can go here in this command and I click this little configure command here. And you can see we have a new option here, update and run command files. So when you check this box, you're now able to edit the actual files of this command. And all our commands, they work with two files, a pair of two files, a JSON file and a JavaScript file. The JSON file is what creates the user interface. So for example, what you see here, this user interface with the drop down and so on, this is defined by the JSON file, this JSON file here. So if you go through it, you can see here, you see it has the options of Unix time, year, month, day, European date, and so on. Here European date, here US date, and here the ISO date. And that's exactly where in this drop down and this options menu, I want to add my new kind of date. So this deals with the interface. And then the script.js is actually the JavaScript that is running to execute the date and transform it, and then it does a lot of things, and then it will display the date at the end. It will return in the console, return the result, and show the date with some coloring and some presentation. So even though I'm not understanding what's going on here, what I do is that I just copy here the JSON, yeah, and I go to my VS Code Studio and I just create a new file and I called it config.json here, and then inside the config.json I just pasted my JSON from my RTILA command, yeah. So that's what I did, and then I created here again, I used create a new file, I called it script.js, which is here, and then I went to my RTILA command, I went to the script.js, I Control A, copy, and then I pasted that code into script.js. Now I have two files in my IDE, in my Visual Code Studio, just like a folder. This is actually a folder. If I show you here, open file in in Explorer, this is a folder that I put inside RTILA dev commands timestamp. So I have these two files in there. Okay, and even though I don't understand, this is the prompt that I used. So I said I am explaining to Claude Sonnet 4, I am telling it this pair of files allows us to customize the timestamp command that is running inside RTILA web automation software, which has a specific environment and limitation that we need to follow. Right now this command is offering via the config.json interface the choices of 3 different date formats, yeah, the ISO, the EU, and the US format, and I would like to add a new format which will have the following format. And Eli, I didn't ask it, I didn't say anything that is developer language here. I'm just saying I want this format: month name, day number, and the year 4 digits. For example, July 7th, 2025. And here there are some tricks. You need to really guide the AI very well. So I'm telling it, study the code carefully and add support for this date format in both the config.json, so that the user can choose this format in the interface, and also in script.js for this format to be executed. And make sure you avoid breaking the current functionality or affecting other parts of the code, because the AI often adds a function and deletes another one somewhere else, and then you're like ping-ponging in between them. So that's what I did, and I hit the button send. I hit the button send here when I added the prompt here. And then it went through and it said, I will analyze the code and create for you a July 7th, 2025 format. And then it tells you what it does. Oh, I check this, I read this, I understand this part, and you want month, day, year, etc., etc. This is what I'm going to do. So it's explained to you what it's doing. And then it has added it. And then I just had to click on keep changes. Yeah. Now, let me show you guys the difference. So if I go back to RTILA here, and I go to preview, and I pasted the code that I got from Copilot, I can see now that here, now I don't see it here, because I changed it, yeah. Script, so I take the, sorry, config.json, I think I did the mistake just now. Yes, I did the mistake. It was this one, the right version. Yes, you see here in the config.json there is the month, day, and year. So I just copied what these changes that Copilot did for me. I go back to JSON, config.json. I Control A, I delete, and now I save. Sorry, I need to move this recording thing to here. Yes, I save the changes. And if I go back into preview, I have the month, day, year as an option. So that already added it into my command. And now I can go in here in script and delete this script from here and put the new Copilot script that I got. I do Control A, Control C. I go back here, I paste it, and I save. And now this command will execute the new changes and will offer me here in the new menu. I can now choose month, day, year, and save, and which is what I did here. So let me show you now how it works. I'm going to run the command, and I already chose the option to have the July 10th. So I run this command and I just alert the date that we get, and let's look at it now. Now you see I have July 10th, 2025, the time and the local time zone. So this is what I did. It took 5-10 minutes to customize and add a new date format to our timestamp. And the good thing about this approach is that you don't have to wait for us to add some customization or add a small option or even debug some commands with some errors. So this is level 1. Let's call it level 1. Eli, any comments or any feedback so far?
No, do you know what? There's no feedback from anybody that I can see. But what I was going to say after you had finished with your demonstration for this part of the demonstration, a lot of people, when they code vibe, they try to do a whole application. You know, they get excited and do, but you've shown exactly when you want a snippet of something to be done, how to do that. And most people don't know how to do it. They just try to describe a whole application. I want to do an application for a calendar or whatever and create my own calendar. But what you've done, you've shown the practicalities of when we need something changed or edited, instead of, as you said, waiting for yourself, myself, or anybody else. You can do it yourself.
That's
and
right.
Do these little things. And this is where the power comes into the things. You don't have to wait anymore. You can do these little things yourself and then move on to the next stage.
Exactly. Or you can delegate them to a technical member of your team, because you know that it's possible to customize RTILA commands.
Yeah, exactly. And the power is because you have the vision of exactly what you want to do. As you said
exactly.
before, it's very hard to communicate that with the developer sometimes.
Yeah,
But because you now got the power to do what you've just shown us, plus your vision, you can actually execute minor things better than the developer.
that's
Because as
right.
much as the developer has that knowledge, sometimes it's hard to communicate exactly what you need and what needs to be done.
Yeah, and sometimes you end up arguing, is it useful or isn't it useful? But you know it's useful for the client, even though it's not an ISO or US or EU standard. But sometimes clients they want to see the word July. So this can shortcut those because sometimes developers they want to save the time that they have and they're already overloaded. So sometimes they will kick back changes to us as business people. But with this we can actually get this done. So thank you, Eli. And you're right. The most easy use case to get return on investment with command customization is to take an existing command and just ask the AI add this, remove this, change the format, add this thing. And that's super easy. And I think most of you will be able to do it. Yeah, Eli, I think you're mute, Eli.
What I would say, when you're making changes, always try to make a copy before you start down this road. Make a copy of it, because if the AI or you go in the wrong direction, it's much easier to start again and copy and paste back to where you originally come from. Ryan's got something to say. He makes a good
Ryan?
point about these scripts.
So thank you, Mohammed, for sharing all that. That's super helpful.
Thanks, Ryan.
Question regarding the scripts. Some of these I think could be like crowdsourced community benefit kind of things, where if somebody's looking for some of these micro changes and specializations, good chance other people are looking for the same thing. So is
Exactly.
there, I guess it's a two-part question. To what you're saying, Eli, is there a risk of somebody taking out the code and downgrading the system in this process, or is that just shown on one person's account? And then secondly, on the upside, is there a way to kind of vet these and make them available to the community in terms of the improvements?
Yes, very good questions, Ryan, and it's exactly the session that we want to initiate today. So the changes that you make here are local. They only are applicable to you and this project, yeah? So that you can test with your team. So let me show you again here. And also to jump on a point from Eli. So these changes, and you see here when a command has this attention, that means that it has been modified. So you have this warning. This is not the generic RTILA validated command. This is a customized command. And when you go here, let's say you make a mistake, Eli, you can just unclick this update and run command, and it will restore the command to its original code. So then you can start again if you mess it up. So don't be scared. You can always come and re-customize it or remove your customization. So now all this JavaScript code and JSON that you do here, Ryan, is only running on your computer, but not only your computer, but only running for this particular project. So it will not go and affect other RTILA projects, yeah? And then to your second question, if you look at our marketplace here, we actually have many kind of resources. We have the templates that you guys already know, automation templates. We have 136, but we already have 62 new custom commands, and some of these have been developed by people in the community. So we have opened our marketplace to community developers. So let's say with your team, Ryan, you come up with a new command that is very useful that we don't have it. For example, an API command for Trello, or for how you call it, Cloudflare, or for WordPress. We have some custom commands for WordPress, but you can come up with your own command and add it to the community and even monetize it. So I wanted to show you also the monetization side of it. So the community can build and share, and here, before it appears in the marketplace, it will be vetted by RTILA team, and then only will appear in the marketplace. Once it appears in the marketplace, it will also appear here. When you go to new commands and you go to custom commands, the new command that you would have developed and we validated it in the marketplace, it will also appear here. But you can see here we've done already many custom commands that were not part of our initial commands that are here. Does that answer your question, Ryan?
Yeah, that's great. I knew there was custom commands. I just assumed that they were all from your team. So that's great. That's
Yeah, we
already in process.
started to show the way. We developed like 50 of them, but actually many are starting to use and develop. So you're probably going to need some custom commands with your team. So we're happy to benefit from what you will do with your team as well, Ryan. And let me show you one
Excellent.
more point. So we wanted to do this at the end. So we were planning to show you guys the custom commands at the end of our AIA program, but because we are delayed and we are kind of stuck and people propose to help, I kind of brought this subject earlier, but it was part of monetization, the monetization phase. So let me show you the monetization way. Is that you can develop a custom command, for example, our Google Sheet command, this Google Sheet here, version 2, and you can see MHD, Mohammed, this is the version that I kind of vibe coded. And in this version here, no, not this version, sorry, another one, shit, we pushed here, this one, the V3. The V3 is the one that was validated. So here you can see that it has a better layout, it has colors and so on, and you see here you can get so the command does the Google Sheet thing for free. So we have two versions in the command, the free version and a paid version. The free version will be slow, but if you have an RTILA Prime key, you can enter it here. You can enter the license key and your email, your RTILA account email, and this will remove the delay and allow you to do much more Google Sheet much faster. And for them to buy this license key, they need to either pay a one-time fee or pay a subscription on the RTILA marketplace. So you can list your custom command and people would have to pay, let's say $9 per month or $5 per month or whatever, and our marketplace will give them a license key that they will input here to unlock the premium version of this custom command. So this way, guys, you can monetize some custom commands that you needed for yourself, but if they're also useful for the community, maybe you can get a bit of payback on the development investment that you did. Does that make sense a bit, Ryan?
Yeah, it does. A quick follow-up.
Yes.
With a team of people who are likely going to be building these custom scripts, is there a way? I realize from what you said earlier that those are local changes and just reside locally. Is there a way to administer and sort of lock those so that they don't get wiped out even from our own local ones that we want to make sure we protect?
Yeah, so once you've developed a custom command and you have the two files, the JSON and the JavaScript file, then you send it to us, we review it, we check the security, and then we push it to our GitHub. And then it will appear inside RTILA. So we will do that phase of vetting and double checking and getting it on the platform. But if you don't want to go through our platform, if let's say you don't want to list it on our platform and you have a customer and you want to give them the command, then you just send them the two files. You know these two files that I showed you here? So you can send it to a client and then they will just let me show you here, reveal in File Explorer. You can zip this timestamp, zip it, compress to zip, and send this to your customer as a zip file. They open it, and then they can copy paste the content. But also, let me show you something that we're going to bring back. We had it a few months back, and then we didn't port it, but we will port it again. Is that in the custom commands here? In the custom commands, we had two buttons here that we are going to bring back, which is import custom command files. And you will be able to import the folder. So you will be able to import this folder, timestamp folder, and it will add the custom command to your local computer and make it available to all your projects. So that's also one way that we will bring back. But at the moment, just to avoid security issues and as we are learning, we are requiring all our partners to send us the files, we review them, and then we push them to the marketplace. But later on, we will allow you and your customers to directly import custom commands without going through RTILA.
So Appreciate that. My question, I think, was maybe slightly in a different direction. It wasn't necessarily towards the marketplace or to sell directly to clients. I was thinking more along within the process of developing these internally as a team. How can we sort of gate and protect those as we go? Should we just simply copy those into files and have a retainer of those? Because my concern was I don't have a reset locally. Right, from an internal team standpoint perspective.
Yeah, that's a little bit the same question for almost any development that you do. So at the moment, there is no way to kind of protect it, because once you share the files are clear. Everybody can see the source code.
I think I guess what I'm thinking I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud here, but we just need to make sure we benchmark and create a repository even within the team, so that if they do erase the versions and we need to get back to an earlier one, we just create that within the workflow, right?
That's right. So you always keep versions on your computer, like Eli was saying, or you can use GitHub and get versioning, and then you give access to those developers to the GitHub.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, which actually we will do. Sorry, once we are comfortable and we master this process better, we're going to open our GitHub commands so that people can pull from GitHub and then push back with GitHub. We haven't done it, we're doing it manually right now, and we can only handle maybe 10 partners who want to do this. But maybe in a few months, we will completely open even the GitHub commands, the commands via GitHub.
Perfect.
Yes. And yes, this should allow RTILA to maybe, if our team and your team guys as a community, if we start to create custom commands, maybe by the end of this year we have a few hundred custom commands that do various things that we as RTILA team, we didn't have time for it. But every community member is going to push a command for Notion. I know that many people are working with Notion as a database. We have it in our planning, but we didn't have time to reach to do a command like directors for Notion. So maybe someone of you who needs it can participate, and then we help you, and then we come up with a Notion API. So let me show you something, guys, as a principle, as a business person, on how to start developing certain types of commands. So we have different types of commands, and I want to show you what they mean for you and how you can guide your developers. So if I want to develop or customize a command that is about an API, for example, I was talking about Notion API or WordPress API, then what I will do is that I will use an existing API command, which is our API bridge here. API bridge, because the API bridge command already has the skeleton code, JavaScript, on how to send API queries, and then when you start with this as a base, the AI model will continue and adopt RTILA framework and RTILA methodology, and you tell it, for example, this is the bridge API from RTILA. It allows us to communicate via API with an external system. This function is generic right now, but I want to adapt it to Notion. Study Notion API and adapt this command so that it can communicate with the Notion endpoints and Notion variables. So you can speak like that, and you can even give URLs, and then it will do that for you. So that's when you want to create an API kind of command. But you can also start from our dynamic. You can also start with an event command, like for example, click, focus, hover. If it's an action, like upload a file, download the file, then you can start with one of these events, or you can start with an action, which is close a page, clear the cookies. So let's say not only you want to clear the cookies, or you want to create import cookies. So you could use clear cookies as an example and say instead of clearing cookies, I want to create an interface that allow my user to import the cookies of their session with whatever and apply it to RTILA. So this is also a command that we have in mind. We didn't have time to reach to it. So this is what I wanted to show you, is that you can start with different types of command as an example and build upon them. And also this is more of a discovery session, guys, because this is the first time we really talk about it. And if you're interested, we can do more sessions on this and take some more examples if you're interested. But I really invite some of you to give it a try, even with a simple command. Try with the timestamp. Try to reproduce what I did with the timestamp command. See if you're successful, and then call upon us for assistance. And also for our AI agents, we're happy to help you finalize the remaining 10% of your commands. So let's say, Ryan, your team developed the command, it's almost working, but somehow they were not able to figure out some internal stuff that RTILA has as a framework. Then you send it to us, we finalize it, we send it back to you with notes for your team to understand how to finalize it. So we're happy to help you with the last mile, because it will be very beneficial for us. It allows us to offload some of the work to you guys, but it also allows you to come up with what you need faster. So hopefully this is going to be a win-win and allow us to save a bit of time and serve you better, guys. So I talked a lot, and I think I covered most of what I wanted to show you for this vibe coding of custom commands. Yeah, let's look at some questions or maybe some suggestions.
No, I mean, that's really helpful. It opens up the mind to, so as you said, we don't have to wait for you at all, and we can just get on with it and just be very creative.
Yeah.
What was really handy is helping us from the point of view, using what's already there, that's taken us to the direction we want, and we build on that, using
Exactly.
the AI to build on that. So you've already got us in the corner, right? So it's easy enough to now pop it in the AI and speak to it like a developer.
That's right. And don't try to build a new command from scratch, because we have all the families of commands in RTILA. Just take something that already exists so that the AI will see how RTILA is creating the variables, how it's saving it. It helps a lot, because if you start from how you call it in English, a blank sheet of paper, a white sheet of paper, or blank sheet, it will be very painful because you don't know how RTILA works, and the AI doesn't know how RTILA works. So because we've been doing this and we push documentation, ChatGPT and Claude, they already know about RTILA because they scraped our websites. So sometimes they will tell you, no, RTILA needs page evaluate, it does things there, so I should do like this and like this. So sometimes it already knows how to correct itself. And as
Can I
we
just
go,
ask
it will get better.
just one question? Can I ask one question?
Yes, of course.
I'm sure you've got RTILA and some documentation when it comes to setting up from fresh these little that. Can we just use it like a rag and upload your developer documentation? Will that help while we're doing this?
Yeah, so the good thing is that it would help, but you don't need to, because, for example, let me show you an example. Let's go to rtila.com/docs. Yeah. And we're going to enhance it. We're going to enhance our documentation, custom commands, but this just explains custom commands here. Let me see if we added something about JSON. Yeah, so this is all text. You see here, we're showing the format of how to design the interface. It's using some JSON format. Yeah, even I don't understand as a business guy, but there is on our RTILA documentation. It tells developers how to do that. So what I do usually, is that when I'm inside Copilot, I tell it check RTILA documentation about custom commands so that you can assign the final value in the proper way for RTILA command to work. Here is the documentation, and it will actually read from that page and improve the context and then correct the automation for you. You see, you can see here Claude and ChatGPT, they are able to browse the web inside my code editor. So you see it says I'll fetch RTILA documentation, allow me to fetch, and now it's going to fetch the documentation, and then I don't need to explain in technical terms. It will know what are the limitations and the things. So it couldn't get the content, so it's going to try another way. So it read the documentation, and it said the current script is already properly structured for RTILA custom commands. And you can do this, you can do that. So I wish we could do vibe code with local models. I see that from Tayo. It's coming actually. So if you go here in settings, no. So also you can use AI agents here. There's so many things, but there is here manage models, and you can use LLaMA. So you can choose LLaMA, Tayo, and then whatever you have in LLaMA, it will load it. So I need to launch. I didn't install LLaMA because my computer crashed. But if you have LLaMA and you choose manage model via LLaMA, you can pull the LLaMA models that you have locally, and this way you have unlimited AI vibe coding for free. Yeah. So you can use LLaMA 3.2 or anything. So this is why I chose Copilot from GitHub, because it gives you all the flexibilities.
Can I just quickly say, just for the people that are starting off with vibe coding, if you have a problem, as you just did just now, put in a link to a page for it to be read and it's bringing up an error. The way around it is you can save that page as a PDF. Usually Explorer and the others allow you to save a page as a PDF, and then you're in a position just to upload the PDF when you're vibe coding, and it seems to read the PDF very well. So that's a hack around if you're having issues with an L that it can't read.
Exactly. And one more way, which maybe is easier for some of us, if let's say it's overwhelming for you to have an IDE code manager, you can actually just do it inside ChatGPT chat interface. I'll show you, for example. So I could have done it here. I come here, I go to I'm going to do it again with ChatGPT web interface. Maybe it's easier. So I take the timestamp, original timestamp. I go to configure. I enable here update and run command files. I copy my JSON. Yeah. I go to ChatGPT. I tell it. I'm going to tell it the same thing as what I told Claude in my local computer. So I'm going to go back and get my initial prompt here. Yeah, this is the prompt. I go to ChatGPT, I put the prompt, and now I'm going to save the two files using a text, a notepad, like you said. I'm going to use a file. That's even better. So I open Notepad, I open a new one, I paste this. This is my prompt, sorry. Let me paste the JSON. Yeah, here. This is the JSON file. I go to the Notepad, I paste it, and I save this as config.json. So I save as, let's say I go here, RTILA dev in my documents, and this is going to be ChatGPT custom timestamp, and I'm going to put my two files in here, in this folder. So this one is, you should call it config.json or something.json. I save it. So now I have config.json there. I open a new notepad. I go get the JavaScript code. I go back to notepad, paste the JavaScript code, and save it as script.js. Save as script.js here into my folder. Yeah. And like you said, either PDF or even files like this, Eli. Now in ChatGPT, I can throw the files. I think I can add files here. I need to hide this. I can add photo and files, and I go to my documents, RTILA dev, ChatGPT custom timestamp, and I don't know if I can upload two at the same time. Let's try. Yes, you see here, it's uploading. It's uploading. So let me do this in a normal way. Yes. So it uploaded the files. I messed it up. Let me attach again. I upload my two files. It's going to take a few seconds to upload. And now I will ask ChatGPT to do that. And I forgot to change and tell it, give me the new files updated. But it's going to do the same, you see. It understood the query. It tells me what to add in the JSON and so on. And then what I would do is that I let it do this. It's actually doing almost the same. What you need to add into the JavaScript every month. Okay. So I let it finish, guys, and then I will show you how to do it better. So it already did it, but it's expecting me to copy and paste it into the code, but I will break the code. So I will tell it, good, now create updated versions of my files and give me the download links. And let's see if it can get it. And the second way is to tell it, good, now give me the full code of config.json and give me the full code of script.js, and then I could copy, paste, and paste it here. That's also another way, is to ask it to display the full code. But you see here, it created the two files updated, so I can download them, and then I copy and paste, and that's it. I've done it with ChatGPT as well, if you don't want to go through Visual Code Studio. Okay. Any suggestions, or maybe some of you will want to do it inside Claude? You know, it's really open. But as
is there an advantage?
Yes,
Sorry, I was just going to ask. Is there an advantage or disadvantage on the Visual Studio versus what you just did on ChatGPT? I've been doing this process on ChatGPT, but I'm not familiar with the Visual Studio version.
Yeah, Visual Studio makes it much more easy because you can have many commands on your folder, and also what ChatGPT doesn't have is that here Code Studio does much more, because it can run terminal commands, and it can test the code locally. So here I can make view terminal, and for example I can ask Copilot to say execute this command in the PowerShell terminal to test if it's working. So this is not available inside ChatGPT Web Interface, because ChatGPT Web Interface is not controlling your local computer. But here, Claude Sonnet and even the ChatGPT will be able to do it. So it didn't understand what I want to do, but it can execute code and do more things here. But of course, the ChatGPT interface is what we all do at the beginning, and it's much easier. So you can just do that, but slowly and surely, if you can move to using Visual Code Studio, it will also, Ryan, make you work with your tech team much closer, because they will teach you how to use Visual Code Studio to pull and push the commands to the GitHub or share it among the team, and then everyone can see the comments and the changes of everyone. So it's a team development tool that I think now has become accessible for us business people to get involved in the code changes, even if we don't understand, but we see the backups, we can test, we can comment. So if it's not too much for you, I think it will be an advantage that you do it inside Visual Code Studio.
And also, if I can say something, Ryan,
Yes,
what's really good with this also is that when your team makes some updates and you're not quite sure what those updates are, you can use the interface that you're using to compare the previous and the new update, and for it to explain what changes are being made. So you don't have to rely on your developers, but the AI will help you understand in layman terms. That's the good thing too.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
There's a lot of potential with vibe coding, and we in the school program, in the learning program, we have two learning programs. We have AI automation for business managers. This is what we are doing already, and then we have another program that we delayed for now, but we called it AI automation for developers. But actually, we're going to rename it to vibe coding for AI automation. Because I think vibe coding also empowers developers, and it shows them how, as business people, we see it and how they can accelerate and deliver to us faster. So that's our plan, guys. As soon as we finish the first business manager, we will go and do vibe coding and share it with you and your teams, guys, your tech teams. So these kind of things will crystallize as we go. I think Tayo, I saw what you do already. You can already create customs commands that are very powerful with what you already know how to do. I think you used Lovable. You did some very nice stuff with Lovable. Maybe Tayo, It would be nice to share your experience just for those of us who have done less vibe coding. Or if you're not able to speak, no problem, Tayo. But Ryan, what I saw Tayo doing, which was very beautiful, is that Tayo is following the same approach as we have with you and all our community on designing the directors and the schema and spending a lot of time in creating the relationship and so on. And then thanks to that and in parallel to that, he used Lovable to design the front end. So as we were working on the back end together, he was working on the front end on his own with Lovable, and then he was feeding the schema or whatever directors to prepare. Wouter, thank you. You shared something. Income stream surfers. We will watch that.
I'm glad you brought that up actually, because the best way to fight code is to start backwards, and that's what stops everything from breaking. But that was too advanced for what you were talking about. That I wasn't going to say anything about that. But a lot of people say when they vibe code, everything breaks, and the reason being is because you're working in the wrong direction. You're working from the front back when you should be working from the back front.
That's right. Yeah. And also, as you start to do vibe coding, you need to. So the AI models, they tend to over-engineer things. They come up with a tank to shoot a fly. The problem was the size of a fly, and then they designed like something with frameworks and it installed this and that. So as business person, you just need to be careful and say no. So what the prompt I use, Eli, is what is the most minimalistic and efficient way to add this feature without disturbing the existing features? And then it works. When I tell it minimalistic approach, then it does just what is enough, and it finds us the low-hanging fruits of
yeah, you're totally right. The thing is you have to be as specific as possible. A lot of people are lazy, you see, when it comes to AI. They just want to put a one line and that's it. But what happened? You've really got to be as specific as possible. Otherwise, you're leaving everything so broad, AI will go in any direction because it has to guess, right? But if you be very, very specific and make the effort, because remember, the AI is doing all the work for you. So you put the effort in. Instead of just putting a one-liner, take 3 minutes out by doing that typing and writing with all that information, because I promise you what you get back is far better quality and less bugs coming back at you, and you're not going backwards and forwards like a ping pong ball. Do you know if that makes sense?
It makes a lot of sense, and I can show you what I've been able to achieve, guys. So I forced myself to understand code and stuff. Yeah, it took me a bit of time, but I'll show you. I refactored. So Honore developed the first version of our Google Sheet command, and then I went into the vibe coding. I took what Honore did at the beginning, like you said, Eli. I started with something that existed that was done by our development team, and then I fed it, and now I improved it, and it has 900 lines of code. Yeah, and it's doing exactly how I want it to do as a business person, because Honore was doing it like a developer. You tell a developer to do A plus B equals C, they will do it. But if you don't tell them equals C, they will do A plus B. Sometimes they don't get it because they don't have our vision. So this allowed me to really get the thing to work. And then I started to go more complex, and I refactored this one, the selector. This I also refactored it, and then it went into how many lines? 1,300 lines of code. So this already for developers it was big, but let me show you the directors command. The directors command, I vibe coded it myself from scratch. I used our. So the way I did it is that I used our API bridge, the bridge API command. This one, I used this one, like I told you, and then I fed it, and then I developed the directors v3, and if I show you, it's working. This one is working well, and it's 3,000 lines of code. Yeah, so we're starting. So Chrome extension, Eli, a nice Chrome extension can take between 2,000 and 10,000 lines of code. A full Chrome extension that people are selling as a subscription. And here, if I show you now our directors batch, which is very complex, which I also did in vibecoding, this one has 5,600 lines of code. So it's like a full software. We even have some commands that have 7,000 lines of code. So you can really go.
Mohammed,
Yeah.
I think it would be really handy for the community to do what you did before when it came to the API, and just do a short video at some stage and just print it out for the community, going through the process and how you was able to create a custom-made API for a particular thing, so they can get their head around it.
You're right. And customizing our API bridge command is one of the most valuable things. For example, if you were using Zapier to connect to Notion, and then you have to pay every task and so on, because we don't charge, RTILA, we don't charge for API queries with our commands. You can use them unlimited. So now if you develop that Notion API and you bring it into RTILA Flow, you can do unlimited API queries with anything that has an API. So glad that you like it, and happy to prepare a session just on that, how to customize our bridge API to work with one or two, or we can choose one. So Wouter, for example, we've done already one or two custom commands for WordPress API. So we will be using them for your projects. But we could also
your team has been doing very well.
Thank you. We're still short.
I'm a little bit overwhelmed with what I'm seeing now. I don't know how many people are online. 20, 30, 40 maybe, I don't know. It seems to me they're more like technical coder types.
Yeah, no, today is a bit special, Wouter, because we wanted to accelerate. This was supposed to be done in 2 months at the end of the program. But because we are struggling and we got requests. Actually, the community is very nice, you will see. People asked to help us.
It's only my first time here, so I'm just getting acquainted.
Yeah, no, it will come to you, but you don't have to worry. I think for now, it's more for us, for the business people, to understand the depth of customization that we have opened in RTILA. We have opened all our commands. So all our commands are kind of almost open source. You can go and fetch them and modify them. And also you can audit our commands so that you can see that we are not sending data to somewhere and stealing the data. So this is also good for auditing.
95% of the people here in this webinar, let's say, are like technical people.
That's a good question. Let's see.
I can say no. I'm not technical.
No.
Mostly business people.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's a lot of people.
Absolutely no technical. So.
Absolutely no, or absolutely yes. I mean.
Yeah, I would say
absolutely
70%. 70% non-tech, right? Yes.
To me personally, it's fucking fascinating. Oh, sorry but it's fascinating what this thing can do and what can be achieved, through code and community.
Yeah, I think we're getting there, Wouter. We're still having some challenges.
What is the requirement? And for me, that's probably a different one than from Eli, who has been smiling into the camera pretty much all hour.
Eli is
it'll get easier as you go along. I mean, it's just like anything. Remember, AI has really expanded and gone hell for leather for the last 2 years. So the main thing is just take things stage by stage. But the most important thing is to get your hands dirty. So as much as Mohammed is going to help you, take things in little steps, and it'll get much easier.
Burn the hours, just learn.
Exactly,
yeah, exactly. And I'll jump in and say certain things that will not make sense to you, but I promise you, what will happen between me, Mohammed, and everybody else, when you do something, you'll go, oh, I recognize Eli said A, B, and C, and now that makes sense. So do listen to the things that don't quite make sense at the moment, but I promise you, if you take things step by step, it'll all fall into place. It just takes time, just like anything.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like I said before, I'm pot committed. I trust RTILA.
Thank you.
You
And
know,
you
because of
already
the reviews, because of what Mohammed showed me, which was what was a very difficult task, and he made it happen. I think this thing can do pretty much everything. Um,
yeah, it's
I just,
I'm glad.
sorry, I'm a newbie. I'm joining now, and for me, it's pretty technical. Um, over the next 3, 4, 8 weeks, let's see. Um, for me, as a business owner, I'm pretty much already thinking like, how can we commercialize this stuff, all this great stuff that you guys
Yeah.
are doing for people like me?
No, that's exactly where you should
Mohammed,
put your
we've
energy.
got
Yeah.
we did a thing on that, how to commercialize. Was that not 2 weeks ago? Maybe you should watch that one. I think it's 2 weeks, how to
Oh yeah,
commercialize.
we did the
What was it?
monetization.
Please.
Yeah. If you have a look at that, Mohammed, do you know which one it is? It was 2 weeks ago,
Yeah,
was it not?
I can look it up. Yeah, in our videos, I will send you Wouter. It
Okay.
has in the title how to
Thanks.
monetize
Sorry, I
RTILA.
don't want to intervene. I'm just giving my 1 cent,
No,
5 cents
you're
on
right,
this.
but yeah.
I'm impressed. It's really, you guys. You're on the next level.
No, thank you. And that's a little bit where we chose to kind of go niche, is that it's not so easy to use RTILA because it's very granular. It's very deep. You can go into coding if you're a developer, and unfortunately we suffer from that. We didn't work so much at the UI level, but Tariq is working hard on the other side. We are improving the UI, so some of the things that I'm showing you now, they look very technical. They will become as easy as what you did, Wouter. Import a project, configure it, put the incognito thing, run it. So slowly we're
Thank
going
you,
to bring
Ryan.
that level of
But
easiness.
based on feedback from my comment just now, I'm not the only non-tech techie here,
Yeah.
right? Guys?
You're in good company. I think
Yeah.
80% are business people here, I think.
Yeah.
70.
Really?
So, you know, Ryan has put the link in there. He's been kind enough to put the link in, relates to how to monetize.
Well, I'm almost overwhelmed and very impressed. Thank you guys for. And sorry that I didn't have my camera on when I introduced myself because, that's not polite.
No, no worries, don't worry. And welcome again. Happy to have you with us. We will, and maybe the first 2-3 months it's you learning from us, but after 6 months it's us learning from you. So it's going to be a two-way.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Thank you again.
Thank
No,
you.
Walter, honestly, it is like that because remember, we've all got our unique where we come through with business, right? So once you have the understanding of the technical side of what we're doing, you've got specific skills and experiences you bring back. So as a community, we're working because we have unique skills that we're going to share. So I promise you, don't feel like you've got nothing to give. You hear?
I usually do have something to give. I mean, in this environment, I'm not sure yet. I mean, I'm just a newbie, as I said. Thank you for, bringing me live on this webinar or whatever it's called.
You're welcome.
I have to process it everything, but I will be here again next Thursday.
Superb.
Right.
Maybe it will be
Beautiful.
less technical, but also what we can do, and we will do that more and more, is that we have maybe 20% of our community who are actually, we have very interesting profiles, Wouter, just for you to know in the community. We have people like Eli, like Mog, like Keval, like Tayo, who understand the business and are actually developers. They are developers or technical people who came towards the business side. And those are very nice partners and community to leverage as we go. Right now we're doing it for you, our team, but maybe eventually you can find a partnership or an arrangement, and then you guys can build together, one technical guy, one business guy. And Ryan, I think you also have a nice setup because Ryan has a team. He has I think four developers.
And Mohammed, so far, I pretty much like you, but I'm happy to spread the love to everybody else in the community.
Thank you.
Yeah, because you're great. And so far, from everybody I'm seeing, it's also great. Eli, I'd like to maybe have a one-on-one with you also. Let's take it from there. For me, it's just the first experience, and guys, you're on the next level, and I would love to learn. Okay.
It's coming your way.
Pleasure.
Yeah. And Tanel, apologies for the command. It was working last week, but we didn't notice that it was not working fully. So hopefully for tomorrow meeting, I hope we can solve that, Tanel. If not, bear with us. It's coming into place.
Step by step we move. So
Yes.
I just wanted to say to Wouter as well that I'm like sales and marketing and also on the managerial role. So for me, this talk is also just understanding that there are some technology to see the cars, but I'm not a scientist, so it's just interesting to
Just either. Maybe we should have a one-on-one and one
area understanding, but
what we want to get out of this. It seems pretty technical to me right now, but I think this RTILA platform, I think if we can combine the technical, skills and talents and the business needs and requirements, it can be pretty amazing.
Yeah, no,
If
I think we can.
5 cents in there, I'm welcome to do it. So reach out to me and maybe we should,
Yeah, I think where you're gonna have fun, Wouter, soon with our teams here is once we reach the enrichment through social media and through chat and through the local AI, just like we started with the LLaMA. Because what we want to do, Wouter, here, and for all of you guys, you already know, but we want to see how can RTILA allow you to take over some flows that you had to pay per query, per API, per query.
You know what, Mohammed? I used to hire virtual assistants months, weeks after weeks, and pretty much RTILA is now already taking over that. Now I want to do the next step of enlightenment almost, and let's go there. Excellent. But again, I'm sorry, I'm taking over the.
No.
I'm a newbie. I should be on the sideline.
We're not gonna bully you. Welcome. Don't worry. And like you said, please go and jump on one-on-ones with the team. And Wouter, for you to know, on rtila.com/community, when you log in, you will find all the people here there, and you can exchange messages, exchange contacts.
Perfect.
And Ryan is also dropping a few things here. Ryan, let me check because I'm not sharing the screen now. Vibecoding bootcamp, some videos for doing vibecoding on AI models. Were you using LLaMA on Visual Code Studio or GitHub Copilot? Yes. So I tried using LLaMA, but then the models because my graphic card was a bit small, I only loaded like small models and it was not giving me some good results. So I stopped using LLaMA and I use, so let me show you the trick here, Ryan. I continue using Copilot. I'm going to share my screen. This is a very good trick for you guys.
Can't see your screen. We can't see your screen.
You can see now?
We see it now.
Okay, excellent. So you see here on Visual Code Studio, when you click here the models, these are premium models. The premium models are Claude Sonnet 3.5, 7, and 4, and Gemini and O4 Mini. So premium models are limited on how many tokens you can use per month. But ChatGPT 4.01 and ChatGPT 4.0 is unlimited. So usually what I do is that I start with Claude Sonnet. When I exhaust my Claude Sonnet premium credits, I switch to ChatGPT 4.01. When I really cannot do it, then I look into LLaMA models. So basically, sometimes you don't have to use your local AI model. If you don't have a privacy issue with your code going out to the cloud, then you can use ChatGPT 4.01 unlimited inside of GitHub Copilot. But I think soon we will find a model. So I deleted them because I had to reformat my computer. So I don't have LLaMA here, but I identified a few models. Let me show you guys. So Ryan, I don't know if I showed you before the LLaMA.com/models. I'll show you very quickly so that those who are new here can see the potential. So if you go to LLaMA.com and then you go to models, all these models here can be downloaded and used inside the Copilot GitHub. So some of them are good for coding. So if you put here code, you have all these guys that are, and usually I want to go by newest. So this just came in. Qwen 2.5 is getting very good, but I tested some other ones. I think it's called Coder. Now let's remove this. I tested Devstral, which is for coding agents. I tested Qwen 2.5, and then I tested DeepCoder as well. And I couldn't test the 14 billion model, so I tested with the 1.5 billion model. But I think if we use the 14 billion model, if you have a big graphic card like Tayo, you have the 3090 with 24 gigabytes. You can load the 14B of DeepCoder, and I think it will start to give some good results for programming. So I tested this, and then I tested LLaMA 3.2 and another one, which I forgot which one. But these are all available for you guys. We will come back to using a local AI model as we advance in the program. I stop presenting to see all of you. I think I covered everything, Eli and the team, and we did the question and answer session. So happy to take more questions if you guys have another few minutes. And otherwise, we can make time to the Sayonara Avenue. I'm going through the chat. Eli, if I missed something, please let me know.
No, nothing's been missed so far.
Superb.
I've got a quick question.
Ryan, yes, please go ahead.
Mohammed, yeah, thank you for walking through that. I appreciate that. Quick question: once we do have our local models set up, is there an advantage or disadvantage in terms of still using the credits that are available, the premium credits, and then the 4.1 model versus local, or is it like what are the trade-offs in both directions?
That's a very good question. So let me answer you first. Let me show you something, because we did hardware sessions on the hardware, and let me show you LLaMA Behemoth, I think it's called LLaMA 4. So these are new models from Facebook.
We
it's
can't
the
see.
LLaMA 4.
We can't see.
You can't see?
No.
Sorry. Thank you for highlighting it here. Entire screen share. Okay. Let me know if it pulls up.
We see.
Cool. So Facebook, in April, just 2-3 months ago, they released LLaMA 4, Ryan. Now, LLaMA 4 is super powerful. They have few of them. They have the Behemoth model, which is 288 billion parameter. You need a data center to load it. And then they have this one, 400 billion parameter, LLaMA 4 Maverick, but they also have LLaMA 4 Scout, which is 17 billion parameter. This can be loaded on a 3090, a small graphic card. But Ryan, once you get the NVIDIA DGX Spark, you will be able to load LLaMA 4 Maverick. LLaMA 4 Maverick is really a monster of an AI model, and it has 1 million token as a context. That means that you can put there 800,000 words in a prompt. Can you imagine that means you can put a whole book into the AI and ask it to deal with that book. So that's the advantage of local AI, Ryan, is that the contexts are bigger. There is privacy. If let's say you're working on something that is proprietary and you don't want the code to have been generated by OpenAI, and either they may have a claim to it, or either maybe the code can go somewhere. If you're worried about that, then the local AI model will become very valuable, Ryan, for developing some pieces of code for you. And I think we will have the big breakthrough with the LLaMA and Open and this Visual Code Studio. We will have a big breakthrough once we can start to use these big local AI models. Once we have that big hardware. Does that answer a bit your question, Ryan?
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that. So the larger models, do you anticipate we're still going to be testing the different models to find out which ones are best depending on our task and our outcomes we're looking for?
Exactly, yeah. Usually in my LLaMA, I have between 5 and 15 models on my computer, because I use some for SEO content. LLaMA 3.2, LLaMA 3.3 works well, Mistral works well, Gemma works well. So for those, for coding, then I can use something else. When it's for formatting phone numbers, for example, I find that Gemma was working much better than all the others. For some things, I will use DeepSeek R1 or Qwen. So you will play around with maybe 15-20 models. Each model has a specialty. Some models do the images, some others create videos, some others read images. So we will go into the multimedia once you have more hardware.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yes.
Mohammed, actually, when you actually put that beautiful spreadsheet together regarding the hardware
Yes.
and showed us, why don't you do a similar thing with the models?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Oh, that's a great
Because
idea.
it'd be difficult for people to understand what does what, as you were saying, images, graphics, video, blah, blah, blah. You did a beautiful thing with the hardware. Do the same thing for the AI models.
Yes, good idea. We will prepare a sheet, a matrix, so that you guys understand which one is better, and also how many billion parameters you need to achieve certain tasks. Because sometimes the same model can perform badly if you use the smaller model, like 2 billion parameters, but if you use the 14 billion parameter, it performs like 10x better. So good idea, good suggestion. We will work on that. Allow us a bit of time, and we will do that. We will cover the best models for few use cases for all of us. Thank you. All right.
Any more questions, anybody, before I go and eat? And when a black man doesn't eat, he gets angry. So quickly, questions.
We see a lot of smileys, which is cool. Tayo, he said something. A use case of each model. Yes, indeed. Okay, Wouter left.
I don't have a question. I just wanted to take a second to say thank you for doing this. I've been stumbling in this direction, and so hearing what you're doing and your process is really valuable. So thank you for walking through this.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Ryan. We're all learning, so these things move fast, and we try to bring you the stuff in a condensed way. Eli, the honor, I think, is now to you.
Yeah, no, that was really helpful today. I really, really like that. And it's going to help me, obviously, try to develop these little snippets to go with RTILA. So really appreciate the direction we've gone through, and just looking forward to the future as always. And the community, always great questions. There is no silly questions whatsoever. So so-called newbies, I know they're fearful and they're thinking they're talking too much, but remember, by asking those questions, it helps us also, because we tend to think more advanced, unnecessarily so, but sometimes you bring us back down to earth with the basics. Indeed. And the basics are always significant. So thank you for the questions for sure. But in the meantime, sayonara.
Thank you, sayonara, and shalom, salam alaikum.
Yeah, sayonara, guys. Bye.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. See you next week.